There is some just absolutely amazing BS coming out of the White House right now and out of the Republican Party. It is breathtaking. The Democratic Party and Franklin Roosevelt in 1935 pushed through the Social Security Act, which provided insurance against poverty in old age, and insurance against poverty as a consequence of injury, regardless of how old you are. You're 20 years old, you're covered by Social Security. You fall down and break your neck, skateboarding or whatever it may be. My friend Michael Hutchison was jogging over a bridge and in icy Santa Fe in the winter and fell and tripped into a river and fell about 10 feet down into the river, broke his neck. He was paralyzed for the rest of his life. He was in his 40s when this happened. He was completely covered by Social Security disability insurance for the rest of his life. You have a multi-million-dollar insurance policy in Social Security to protect you against disaster and to protect you against poverty and old age. So this was something that the Democrats brought forward over Republican opposition. The Republicans repeatedly tried to repeal it. They tried to get it shot down in the Supreme Court in 1937. Over and over and over again, the Republicans have fought against Social Security. And now the Republicans, now Trump is out there claiming that Democrats want to destroy Social Security. Democrats also brought you Medicare. Medicare came out of the war on poverty, the Great Society, Lyndon Johnson's programs in the 1960s. I think it was 67 that Medicare was rolled out. Might have been 66, whatever year it was. Medicare and Medicaid are programs that the Democratic Party brought you. And again, Ronald Reagan recorded this famous recording where he said, you know, if Medicare, socialized medicine, is put into law, someday our children will look back, or you and I will look back and remember the days when men were free, right? This is going to steal our freedom. It's like communism, Medicare. This is the pitch of the Republicans. It always has been. It still is to this day. Paul Ryan has already said in multiple venues he wants to start cutting Social Security and Medicare. He calls it entitlement reform. In fact, it's the mantra of the entire Republican Party. And now you get this, go back to 1977. In 1977, Republican operative Jude Wanniski came up with this idea of the two Santa Claus theory. He said, you know, the Democrats have always been Santa Claus. We've got to get them to shoot Santa Claus. The Santa Claus that they have been the advocate of was Social Security first, Medicare, Medicaid, unemployment insurance. I mean, all these great things brought to you purely by the Democrats and the Democratic Party. And Jude Wanniski said if the Republicans want to start winning elections again, this was after the Nixon scandals, if the Republicans want to start winning elections again, what they have to do is force the Democrats to shoot Santa, to shoot their Santa. And the way that the Republicans can do this is by running up huge budget deficits. Whenever there's a Republican in the White House, massive, multi-trillion-dollar budget deficits. And then as soon as a Democrat comes into office, start yelling and screaming about entitlements and welfare and get them to cut their own programs. And this is exactly what Reagan did. Reagan came into office, the entire national debt was only $800 billion. It wasn't even $1 trillion. Reagan tripled it. George Herbert Walker Bush added another trillion to it. And then as soon as Bill Clinton came into office, it was like, oh my God, we've got to balance the budget, which, by the way, when Clinton left, it was a balanced budget. We got to balance the budget, and the way to do that is to get Bill Clinton to cut welfare, end welfare as we know it, and sure enough, he did. I mean, it actually worked. Jude Wanniski's two Santa Claus theory actually worked. When Obama became president, it was like, you know, let's get Obama to cut Social Security. And he almost did. He entertained the idea of the chain CPI, which was a cut to Social Security. This scheme that the Republicans, that was rolled out in 77, that was put into place in 1980 when Reagan won the election, you know, after negotiating with the Iranians to hold the hostages so Jimmy Carter would look bad and lose, after Reagan committed his treason, this scheme to privatize Social Security has been the holy grail of the Republicans, and to turn Medicare and Medicaid over to the giant health insurance companies that supply the Republican Party with tens of millions of dollars in advertising revenue and campaign funds. And now it gets absurd. Now you've got Donald Trump coming out and saying, quote, the Democrats are going to hurt your Social Security so badly, they're killing you on Medicare. Just remember that. Donald Trump said, I'm going to protect your Social Security. We're going to take care of your Social Security. We're going to take care of your Social Security. And then he goes on from there, right? The Democrats want to take this down. Well, the Republicans just passed a budget, or just proposed a budget. I'm not sure if it's passed or not. This is for the coming year, the year that starts October 1st, the 2019 fiscal year, that cuts $1.7 trillion trillion from our social safety net programs over the next 10 years, including a $237 billion cut in Medicare alone. The Republican budget that they actually passed last year cut the budget for Social Security. Republicans consistently, regularly cut the Social Security budget. It's not cutting your benefits, but it's cutting the people who tell you how to get your benefits. So now, instead of just making a quick phone call or stopping by the Social Security office and getting information or whatever you need signed up, now you've got to make an appointment. You got to wait in line. It can be hours because the Republicans have been trying to, what they do is they break things and then they say, hey, it's broken. Let's hand it off to the banks. And that's what's going on. So here we have Donald Trump just coming out and lying about this. And he's not the only one. The meme that's out there is, oh, Donald Trump is a pathological liar. He's always lying. It's all him. It's not all him. In Maine, Bruce Poliquin is saying the Democrats want to destroy Medicare as you know it by doing Medicare for all. Well, that wouldn't destroy it. It would expand it. But, oh, no, you want to destroy it. Claudia Tenney in New York running ads. Again, the Democrats are going to destroy Medicare as we know it with this Medicare for all scheme. Rod Bloom in Iowa, same thing. We have Republican after Republican after Republican around the country saying that the Democrats want to destroy Medicare. It is the latest and most perfidious, most disgusting, most vile lie coming out of the Republican Party. And, this has been a 70, 80, 90 years, 80-year campaign by the Republicans to destroy Social Security and Medicare, and they're continuing it. And I just thought you'd want to know. Thanks so much for supporting our program. This special little rant is just for you.